Hey everybody, what's going on? I just got back in from Portland a couple hours ago, so I'm pretty tired, but I have been in and out of the game while I was gone, in and out of the Discord, so I am well aware of the frustration throughout the community right now relating to the Foli Fusion event. So I wanted to make a video just kind of sharing my thoughts on it, not because I think anybody gives a shit what I think, or that I think I'm some pillar of the community and that you need to hear from me. More so because of the conversations I'm seeing go on in the Discord and other places where there's a lot of people telling everybody that they're wrong for being frustrated or wrong for feeling like they were taken advantage of, and using the excuse of they told you to start saving your shards. If you'd listen to that, this wouldn't be an issue. I disagree with all of that to the core. So the real point of this video is to just let you know someone else feels the way you feel. If everybody's telling you to suck it up and that you're wrong for feeling the way you feel, I feel that way with you. And if you've been in my stream or you've seen my other videos, you've heard me talk about game developers and things of that nature. You know I don't jump on the bandwagon of shitting on them and always talking bad about them. In fact, it's quite the opposite. I'm generally pretty optimistic and positive, and I try to be considerate of the fact that it's a group of people who I at least hope are doing their best to make a good game that's profitable for them, but also fair to their players. And I feel like here, this is the first time I've truly felt like Plarium took advantage of me and its player base. I feel like it feels so deliberate to have designed this event the way that they did, to then come around behind and do what they did with this summit event that's live right now. If everything was as it was, and then it was another relatively easy summit event to get Centurion, I think it's perfect. Because I do think it should be hard. I do think it should have been a lot of work. I do think it should have taken a lot of time. You're trying to fuse a legendary. So it absolutely should be a grind. So I don't necessarily agree with a lot of the complaints about the Towering Titan event. I think that one was doable as a free-to-play player. I think you just had to really push for it, which you should have. I am in no way opposed to that. What I'm opposed to is that was set up to be the hard event. And then every other event after it was very easy. Like, stupidly easy almost. But it even made sense because, one, you have to think, you're doing the Towering Titan event, you're also going to have all these champs that you're getting from these easier events, you have to farm potions to ascend them, you have to level them up, you have to rank them up, you have to level them up again, then you have to do the other fusions, and you have to do the same thing. So there's a lot of work to be done here, a lot of which will count towards the Towering Titan event. So again, it made sense to be set up the way it was, right? So to position itself in the way that it did, and then to drop this summit event that you are not going to beat as a free-to-play player, I don't think. Unless you've been saving shards far longer than they told you to start saving shards for, you're just not going to do it as a free-to-play player. I just don't think it's going to happen. I probably popped 70 ancient shards and still had to do a few hundred green shards to get Centurion so that I could finish this event, which means I had to spend $100. I had to buy that ancient shard pack because there was no way I was going to be able to do it. I only had 700 green shards, so there was no way it was going to happen. So that makes me feel like I got taken for a ride. I was set up to believe the event was one way. Then this summit event pops up, and conveniently the $100 ancient shard pack pops up. And as frustrated as I am that I bought it, I was too far invested in this Foli Fusion to not complete it. I spent way too much time, way too much effort, and I did spend money on resources so that I could do it faster. And so I was ready to fuse Foli on day 2. But that's because I had Towering Titan already. So then I had to wait as long as I had to wait for Centurion, only to find out I wasn't going to get him unless I spent money. So I just feel like it was deliberate. It's hard to not feel like that was the motive all along, was to force us into this corner where we put all this time, had all these days to put so much time and effort and energy and potentially money into getting a position to finish this fusion, for them to then pop up with this event that you're just not going to do unless you spend money, realistically. In 99% of cases, I would venture to say, you're just not going to have that many shards lying around. So, yeah, I think it is frustrating, and I think we're right to feel frustrated. And I don't like to feel like that, especially in a game that I've spent so much time and so much money in. So I certainly understand being aggravated, and I'm right there with you. To the extent that if I ever feel this taken advantage of again by this game, I'll be done with it. I am really aggravated. It is what it is. I finished the Foli fusion. Eventually, it'll be behind. We'll be a few weeks separated, and it won't have mattered. But I will remember this, because while I feel this negative about it, I have never felt this positive about the game. I have never felt so appreciated as a player as I have in other games. Air of Light, for example, is extremely free-to-play friendly. They take really good care of their player base. I've never felt like that with Plarium. And again, while I like Plarium and I think they do a great job and I'm optimistic, I've never really felt appreciated. Their compensations have always felt a little lackluster. I've just never felt appreciated as a player, which is fine. I don't need to. I don't need them to kiss my ass because I play their game. But there are games out there that do make you feel appreciated. So for Plarium to not really go that extra mile ever and then to do something like this, it is aggravating. It's disheartening. And I can only hope that they'll improve from here. I'm not going to jump on the bash Plarium every chance I get bandwagon here. I'm aggravated and I'm disappointed, and I won't be around. I won't hang around too many times for stuff like this. So I will be hesitant to spend money moving forward. I will be hesitant to get as heavily invested in a pop-up fusion event as I did this one, because I just don't know what their game is anymore. You know what I mean? I used to feel like they weren't trying to rob me. Now I kind of feel like they tried to rob me. So I don't really know where to go from here. So I think it's just kind of a pullback. I'm going to keep playing. I'm going to keep streaming. I'm going to keep making videos. I'm going to keep doing my thing. Things will move on as normal. I just, I won't be quite as big of a spender as I have been. And I don't know that I'll get super invested in future pop-up events like this. So, again, I don't want this video to be too long. I don't want to ramble forever. I just wanted to kind of share my thoughts with it and let some of you know that, if there's people that are telling you you're not justified in feeling frustrated, I just disagree. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, and I think a lot of the time it's going to be affected by how you were affected by it. So I think a lot of the people that are telling you that you're not justified in feeling frustrated maybe weren't put in the same position you were in. Maybe they already had a Foli. Maybe they already had some of the fusion event. Maybe they had already pulled a Centurion from a Void Shard. Maybe they didn't have to go through the same cycle of events that you had to go through that led you to being as frustrated as you are. But you're certainly entitled to it, in my opinion. So yeah, hopefully the feedback makes its way back to Plarium, and they use it constructively and make better decisions moving forward, because I feel like this one probably hurt a little bit. I feel like this is going to hurt them. I think they're going to lose a lot of players over this one. So yeah, hopefully they do better moving forward. And we'll be back to the normal videos after this. I'm back in town. Got to get my week rolling again, but we'll be back at it. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think about everything. If you just want to vent in the comments, feel free. I'm definitely interested in what you guys think. On either side, you don't have to agree with me. I'm still interested in what you think and why you think it. Like I said, everybody's had a different experience here to some extent. So that's it. I'm done rambling. So I hope you guys. I just hope it maybe it validates you a little bit to hear someone in a YouTube video tell you you're justified. That was the whole point. And like I said, I don't expect anybody to give a shit what I think. But that's gonna wrap it up. I'll get back to the how to builds and all the fun stuff that we do later. If you want to catch me in the stream, I stream and stuff. So yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one.